classic roofer HVAC standoff. This particular roof, one of our clients has a portfolio of these strip malls, wants us to take a look at some of the details regarding some of the HVAC penetrations, the age of the roof, some of the active leaks. They've got 4 active leaks for this commercial client, and tenants like Petco. I mean, I don't even know if I should be naming them. I mean, Target, Kohl's Gym, Office Depot, Kohl's, you name it. They've got active guest shopping experiences happening and water's dripping in. It's probably embarrassing for them, but apparently they've been chasing these issues for years. And you can take a look at these bare spots here. There's virtually no, that's a little bit of a red flag. See how that lifts up? I don't want to even touch it much more, but they have some targeted repair attempts in the past when they removed one of these RTUs, and there's this bubble here that's pretty concerning. I mean, this is like soft asphalt, a fresh repair attempt, and it's still leaking. And so how do you approach a flat roof on a granulated torch system? They don't have any maintenance records. They probably don't carry any of that stuff. Nor does many property managers really care to have the extra expense. They get ridiculed, maybe even reprimanded for spending additional monies that's not deemed necessary. But they call it preventative maintenance in the game for a reason. Whether that be an asphalt system, metal, or membrane, maintenance is key. And so actually in the warranty fine print of all the membrane manufacturers, actually there's requirements that make it so that property owners, property managers, and such have to provide record of these maintenance records. God, that sounded redundant. But the point is that the best roofs last the longest when they're cared for, right? And the best ROI of any flat roof, it could just be a cheaper granulated torch, or it could be a fancier PVC or TPO. The fact is that when they're under a watchful eye, you can stay on top of these issues and get things budgeted, so that way solutions can be had before they turn into issues or remain issues, right? In this case, for years. And so this one's actually drives me crazy because there's this pile of asphalt here that was kind of just left to dry. This is one of the RTUs that's having the issue, and it's so difficult to see underneath these piles. This is all granule right here. Look at that. They've basically poured asphalt down and then threw some granules on top just to try to get it by. HVAC guys pointing at the roofers pointing at the HVAC guys. We had one of these actually last week, and had a property manager, come with me. We jump on the roof, and it was amazing because it was during a downpour. He's like, I'm driving in, I'll meet you there. And I'm like, I'm right here, let me know. And we jump on the roof. We're looking at one of the HVAC ducts coming down, and inside the ductwork, drip, drip, drip. And the tenants are freaking out. They're a restaurant, they're an award-winning restaurant, and they're like, God, what the and so for us to see on our, I don't like that patchwork either on this unit here. I might as well take a look at the rest of the complex for if we're up here. But that being said, though, we found the leak coming from inside the ductwork, which was an awesome relief. Because we'd done everything, we crossed our T's and dotted our I's, and so you often find in these HVAC units these giant shrouds for the fans, which is a clear penetration. And an HVAC guy would know way more than me. I'm just a dumb old roofer. But these are supposed to be layered in such a way where water sheds down around the flashing detail at the curb. But for whatever reason, rust over time, screws, maintenance, vibration over decades, I'm sure there's some seals in there that could pop over time, and that's exactly why some of these RTUs are going to have those issues. And so just like you do routine maintenance on your HVAC, you do that to your roof, so you're not chasing down leaks. There's one, they have two right where the bucket's at underneath, and they have one in the corner that I bet you is related to that HVAC stem vent. So, for us, we want to over deliver with any client as much as possible to ensure that we can sleep good at night, right? I do not need to be getting calls around issues that could have been preventable by doing the work properly the first time. So this one here, a little more subtle, still has some good colors. That's a little bit of a question there right there. Some of the base, look at that, a little weak. I mean, ultimately, maintenance is, or what, around these base, actually, even, this is amazing. So this wind protection on that collar there is so critical. I don't know why that one's 7 feet tall, but different customer lacked this wind shroud on his kitchen fan vent, and it wasn't commercial grade, but flat roof still, and he's wondering why his roof's leaking, and literally just had the cap on top. Wind was just pushing things inside. Actually, it might have been his dryer fan vent, but either way, it wasn't working. So small things, the devil's in the details, like anything in life. You got to take it slow. Low and slow is at least how we flow. So for targeted repair recommendations, there's going to be a seasonality to this particular repair, because to do any sort of restoration on this roof, or a layover in this case, just because this roof's got 3 or 4 leaks doesn't mean it needs to be replaced, okay? No roof necessarily needs to be replaced if it's maintained properly. So preventative maintenance is the name of the game, and we're going to go ahead and hop over to Petco. It's the same property manager. I want to make sure that everything's buttoned up here. And you know, some of our biggest competitors are looking at these roofs, and they're unable to fix the issue. Ooh, oh my goodness. Whew. That's a bubble. They're sending out individuals that may not have any formal training on the systems or on the repairs, and on the restoration side, excuse me, the repair and the maintenance is what builds into making a restoration that much better. If you don't have to repair a shit ton of penetrations on the roof, then it makes your restoration go smoothly, and you can go ahead and reinforce all these seams. You can wash the roof, you can add your bleed block and primer. If you're going to do the restoration with some sort of silicone, which is what my recommendation would be for here, you're going to get the reflectivity, but you're also going to have the protection of an added layer that you can continue to maintain over time. We got some capped skylights that are not exactly, I would say, by the book caps. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. There's like, oh, it's literally holding me up. I'm 210 pounds. Like that. All right. So targeted repairs are going to make maintenance and restoration, or layovers, in the future that much easier, that much more cost effective. If you know your roofer is going to go ahead and he's going to offer you all this. We're going to look at those walk pads on the way back. Those are questionable. But, okay, this is wind damage. Look at the screws are out. Can you see them? The screws are completely pulled out of the metal. So, I don't know if you guys watched the video the other day, but obviously a rounded roof, there could be some tension there, but I know metal roof's supposed to be attached. I don't need to be a rocket scientist with this shit. But a good metal roof wraps underneath the bull nose drip and creates a closed system. But this is, I mean, this is America's favorite strip mall here in Vancouver, and this shit's not even attached. That's wind damage. Good job on the plane square there. I'll say some fancy cutting there, Slick. That's an honest comment right there. I appreciate all the better details. We'll come back on these walk pads, take a look here, but one of the things, ooh, look at this. This is Mount Everest of all the humps. You see that? Look at that shit. Oh gosh, so, oh no, oh goodness, I gotta stop that. Okay, alrighty, so for flat roof, ROI. These assets for the investors involved, the property managers responsible. These are assets, right? Each one of these tenants is paying anywhere from probably like 10 to 100 grand a month, right? And strip mall with some of the biggest name factories, Margaritaville, or Margarita Factory, Subways, Verizon, all the Fortune 5,000 companies you'd recognize. Maintenance is key. Party City, I guess. These people need to have a golden glove treatment. Look at this. A little bit of maintenance here would have caught that. Just a holistic approach. This roof appears nicer, but look at these fucking bubbles, you guys. God damn. Okay. Holy shit. Excuse my French, okay? I feel like I get a pass because I'm a roofer, but at the same time, oh my goodness. So what this will do, it feels like there's moisture in these. Oh man. So this is why I like membrane over torch. You just get a better waterproof system. Oh my goodness. You could lay down, it's like Tempur-Pedics on your roof. They're everywhere. This one's completely shot. So we're gonna go ahead and take some pictures on the way back so we can put a proper report together. But again, Fortune 5,000 companies require building owners to give them and their customers a good experience. I mean, if I was a landlord and I had Verizon, Subway, Michaels, whatever, all these people, Gold Gym, Target, I'll be bending over to make sure they're happy. But corporate America sees some of these details and they're like, this is one of those vents I was talking about. It doesn't have the wind shroud right here, so rain, obviously rain coming down can't hit it, but literally sideways wind-driven rain. This is what created one of the other issues at the other strip mall. We changed it out and it's good to go. So solutions here for these flat roof systems. Oh my goodness, right there. I'm gonna stick my pinky in that. These cap metals should be power washed, resealed just to be safe. Part of the restoration process, you'd pull off this cladding and get your coatings up underneath. Double lap and reinforce all these RTUs. That's the beginning of the same issue the other ones are experiencing. But this building's been through some shit. The way that metal's pulling off, 30-40 feet up here, that's to be expected. But they could have seen that in advance. Instead of being reactionary, they could have been proactive in the solution and a lot of these issues. So if this roof was left to be, I would say in the next 5 years, this thing could have some pretty significant consequences for the inside. But we're going to make our way back in and down and ultimately make sure we're getting proper pictures so we can send off the reports. These reports, we put love and care. These are like novels for our property managers and our investors, anyone that's dealing with property with flow. We want to make sure they know that we're documenting everything as best we possibly can. Okay. So some of these issues are going to be a little more code red than others. Feel free to roast me, other roofers, but ultimately it comes down to the relationship. You want to be on top of it for these investors. You want to make sure you're the go-to for these people to make sure that they can keep the cash flow moving. And the commercial investors are a different breed. They want to save the most and get the best result for the least amount of monies. Like any property owner, give me the best option for the least amount of monies. But when you go and you talk to some of these bigger hot shots, I'm not a car guy yet, but God, man. A guy who gets a Lamborghini. Okay, I gotta get the pictures going. The Lambo guy is not gonna want. We're gonna take a look at this walk path. They won't hang up here, but the Lambo guy isn't buying a Lambo because he wants functionality. He ain't trying to tow his boat with that shit, right? He has an expectation of performance. And It's the same thing for membrane roofs, and these property managers, these property owners have to make the investment, the call. Ideally, they're having budgetary considerations so they know what's coming down the pipeline. I'm not 100% sure, okay, why these older ones are even left up here. So we haven't been told about any issues on these other tenants, but I can tell they're probably going to have something sooner than later. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and hang it up, get our pictures taken so we can build out the report. You can see this monsoon of a cloud here coming in hot up in Vancouver, Washington. We're going to go ahead and make sure moving forward as we continue to flow, as we continue to grow, that we're taking care of our investors, our property managers, our board members, that they understand we're not trying to over deliver, not trying to over sell them anything they don't need. And of course we want to over deliver. God damn, if I could give everyone free roofing services, I fucking would, but there's a lot of labor involved with roofing. So before I get swamped out of here, I'm gonna go ahead and get my pictures going. We're gonna keep this B-roll flowing throughout time. I'm gonna try to go surfing here tomorrow, and if I don't get zapped by lightning, that's an insane looking cloud. But off to the next one, you guys. Peace.